everybody, I am ready for a new DIY. I hope you are also ready for a new DIY inspiration. Of course, today we are going to take our smaller tumbling tile blocks and of course my container with everything inside, but the most important is the wood glue. Of course you can use some hot glue, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel to wipe away the glue, and I have here some paint. Of course, choose any paint you like for every season of everyday decor. Of course, these are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What I'm going to make a kind of a Valentine envelopes. Of course, you can also make them for your everyday decor, just change up the colors and change up the decoration. So we will see how this envelope will turn out. I don't know if I will do an open one or I will do a closed one, a smaller one, a bigger one. I'll have to see. So we will see how this will turn out. And of course, what I always tell you, if you are making a DIY of this channel, of course, make sure that you always have 4 until 5 packages laying around. Then you can make every DIY you see. So always make sure you have 4 until 5 packages. So this was it. Let's start this DIY. So you see already on the table, we have the 2 rows of 8. We are going to make the front side of our envelope, and I don't know how I'm going to change it up. We will see, but this will be the smallest size. So 2 rows of 8. What I'm going to do, we just lay them flat on the table. We do some glue on the side over here. Make sure that you have enough that everything glues nicely together. I think mine opening is not totally open yet, so I have to look for it, but I will do this in a moment. And you see already this is one. Let me know in the comment if you're also decorating for the Valentine season. Here in the Netherlands it's getting bigger and bigger every year, but it's not as big as some shops like America, Canada or something else. There is so much more than what we have. Of course it's coming here, but not as big as a lot of you. We have a couple of Valentine decor, but not so much. You see already, this is also happening. So you see, that's what you get if you press only on the outside and not on the inside. So we go back and we place them nicely together, and we're going to squeeze them and we're going to let them dry. Also, you see, this is also happening if you don't look out and you're just going to talk like me do and don't look what you're doing. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes and we're going to wipe away the glue. And you see already, I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn this over, do this on one side, and then I'm going to do some glue over here. And so you saw already, if this happens to you, don't worry. It happens also to everyone. Don't worry about it. Just going to glue this together and fill in gently the open gaps you have in between, like this. And you're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So in the meantime, the front side or the back side is drying. I have now 2 rows of 3 and I'm going to glue them on the top side. So just do some glue on the top, place them together, and over here, and this one over here, and we're going to squeeze it. And this way we're going to give it a couple of minutes, and then we're going to wipe away the glue from the top. So I gave mine a couple of minutes, and this will be the side pieces, because I want to have my envelope a little open on the top side, so I can do a little maybe some greenery, some flowers, or maybe some little figurines. It doesn't matter, hearts, you can do anything inside of it. Of course, you can also make these envelopes again for the Easter season, which is coming. You can make a little bunny on top. You can do anything. So I have now the back side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place one on the side, and I'm going to do some glue over here, a little line, and I'm going to place this totally on the underside, and you leave one open on each side, because I like a little bit of that is the front side and the back side are sticking out. So that's why I do it on this side. So you see, totally at the end. Of course, we have to wipe away the glue. What we're going to do now also here on the underside, a little small line. But of course, we want to glue it against this one. So we do also a little bit over here. So we are sure that everything is sticking nicely together, and this one will be on the line of this one. And here we do the same over here, and we do of course a little. I have to look for this side, and I'm going to turn it, and we place this over here on the ending and on each other. So I give it a little press to each other, and then we're going to press it down on the underside. I show it to you in a moment, don't worry. So again, feel with your fingers that it's not sticking out, because it has to stand on its own. That's why I do also the sides, that my envelopes can stand on his own. So just look where you want to have it, and if you have always laying around a little small brush, so when the glue is sticking out, you just go easy, go to the lines and remove the glue you don't want. So again, I'm removing the glue, and I'm going to give it a couple of minutes rest. And of course, this is how he's looking like for now. You see, you have a little overlay on this side, and I like that, especially when you do the front side on top, and then it looks very nice. It gives a nice texture on your side. So I'm going to let this rest, but of course we need now the front. So we have 2 times 8 again, and we lay them flat on the table, and we do some glue on the smallest line of the block on this side, and we just go easy. And this is already the front side, and then already one envelope can stand on its own if everything is correctly. And of course I do this one block wide, but if you want to have a bigger opening, just double it up, and you can easily make it wider than I have. I have only 1 block wide. Of course, now I have to not make the same mistake I did earlier, to squeeze it on the side, and then everything is popping out. So I have to be careful, or else you will laugh at me. So she can't even glue the blocks together. So again, I'm going to wipe away the glue and let it dry in. Always when you wipe away the glue, go back and make sure that you have it in a straight line if you do it the way that I do it. But if you have a carpenter square, you don't have to do it. Again, we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So I give this also a couple of minutes. We're going to do some glue on one of the smallest line. Make sure that every block has a little bit of glue. You're just going to easy fill in the open gaps, because that's not what you want. That's why we only wait a couple of minutes with the wood glue, because it's easy then to get out the open gaps. And this way, and make sure, look also on the top side that you have a nice line, and you're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So now we gave this also a couple of minutes. We're going to get now the back side and the sides, and we're going to do some glue on this side, and we go around on this one, and of course make sure that everything has a nice glue line. And we're going to place this one very gently on top of here, and it's very easy to see because it's sticking over one layer, and you also can place them straight up. If you have them straight up, you can even look to the tops and you can easily see it. So again, like this, and we're going to let this dry in. And now we're going to do the other size. So for our bigger size, I do the medium size. Of course, you can go even extra. Then you always have to make the rows 3 extra. So first with the smaller one, I used 8 in a row. Now I use 11 in a row. If you want to have even the size bigger, you go to 14 in a row. So I have now 11 in a row. So I do very easy. I lay them again flat on the table and row them together in a nice line. Of course, make sure that you always have enough glue, like this. And if you're new here, of course, I hope you enjoy this. It is maybe a little bit different than you used to on YouTube, because I do it step by step. Some people like it, some people think it's much too long and don't like it. It's totally fine too. But if you like it and you are not subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything, and I hope you will click the red subscribe button. So again, I'm going to do it this way. And if you are also not a member, you can click the member button and you get pictures. A couple of times a month you get some pictures for making your own cute little signs. That can be from every season. It can be vintage, it can be farmhouse, it can be everything. So if you're not a member, you also can become a member, and it only costs you, I think, $1.99 if I'm correctly, a month. So it's not the price. So again, you're going to squeeze this, of course not too hard. Just take me as an example for not squeezing too hard on the sides, or else it flies around. Again, we're going to squeeze it, and I'm going to wipe away the glue, go back, and then make a straight line again, like this. And like I told you, if you have a carpenter square, you don't have to do this. But I always do it this way. I have one, but I never use it. So I'm going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I placed 2 on the side. I'm going to do some glue on this one. Make sure that every block has a little bit of glue. This way, and then place it down, place it against each other. You do here the same. And again, one line, and you place them together also, and fill in gently the open gaps. If you do it this way, and also make sure that you every time also squeeze on the side, feel with your fingers that it has a nice straight line also on the sides. And again, we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, while my backside is drying, I always have 2 mats laying around, so I'm going to use this one as a dry mat always. So now I have 3 rows of 3. So I'm going to do some glue on this one and on the top side, and I'm going to row them together. And we do here the same, because this will be the sides again. And this is number 2. And the last already, number 3. And we're going to squeeze them together this way. And also over here, make sure that you have also here a straight line. And again, this way. I'm going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to wipe away the glue. So I have now my 3 pieces of 3. I'm going to get my back side of my envelope for the bigger one. What I'm going to do again, I'm going to place 1 on the side. I'm going to make a small line with glue over here, and I'm going to place this one also at the ending, the same like we did with the other one. I'm going to give some pressure from the top to make sure that he settles in nicely. I'm going to wipe away the glue on the back side, because I don't want it too much running, and I can feel easy if I have it in a nice smooth line on the underside, because he has to stand on his own, so he can't stick out, or else he doesn't stand anymore. Here we do the same. We do some glue on this side, again over here, and a little on the inside, because over here, because he stands this way. Then we're going to give it some pressure down over here, and we do here on this one the same. We do it on the side and a little on the inside. And now we're going to, oh, you see already I did it wrong. If I place it down, I have it on the wrong side. So I'm going to do this one over here, and I will remove the glue on the other side. So again, place it down over here, and I'm going to press it down, and you can easily press it on the line, because you can easily see where you must be. So in a moment I will show it to you. I'm going to squeeze it from the side. Make sure that it's not sticking out on the underside. And now I'm going to get my small brush, and I'm going to wipe away the glue, of course also from the inside over here, which I did wrong. And over here on the outside and on this outside. Because if you're going to paint it and you have a lot of glue on the outside, it really is not looking really great. So I'm going to show it to you. You see, this is how it's looking. You have a little overlay over here and on this side, and on the underside he is flat. So we're going to let this dry in, and you see already I have now the last piece, and that will be the front side, and it's also again 3 rows of 11. So again 3 rows of 11, and I'm going to row them together this way. And of course, like I told you earlier, make it as big as you like. I don't have too much space for it, so I'm going to keep it a little smaller, but you can go as crazy as you like. You can even make a really big one for maybe on your table. So you can place this kind of envelopes everywhere. If you make some smaller one, you can use them even smaller than what I did. You can use it for your tea tray. So the ideas are endless. So it's always great to make this kind of seasonal envelopes. And like I told you, it is also great for the Easter season. You can make a little bunny from cardboard and place it on the front side. So you can go as crazy as you like. And for the 4th of July, for everyone who celebrates that, can make it later in this year. So again, oh, you see already, he is popping out. He is not 1, 2, and I have this one and this glue over here. Now I have it correctly, and I'm going to squeeze it. Do here the same, and of course I'm not squeezing too hard yet. I'm going to let it settle in, and then I'm going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give it at least now 5 minutes before we're going to glue it together. So I gave it a couple of minutes, and I'm going to do the same like we did with the back side. Of course, do some glue over here, and I do it also over here. And we're going to place them down and over here, and we're going to gently squeeze in the open gaps and feel also the sides like this. And now I'm going to let this dry in also. So now I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to do some glue also now on this piece we made. We do some glue over here and around, and on the inside a little bit more, so the glue is not sticking out totally on the outside. So again, like here, and I'm going to place this one on top of here, and it's very easy to look like just the same like we did with the other one. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and if you have the place where you want to have it, just let it dry for at least a half hour for both of the envelopes. So now our 2 envelopes, which will be 2 envelopes, because if you see it right now, you think, well, it's kind of a little of an planter, but you can you can use it for it. You can use it even as a planter. You could just decorate in maybe the Mackenzie child print, make little blocks out of it. You call them also little squares around it, and black and white. You can make the Mackenzie child print. You can do some flowers inside. You can do it for the every season. But I try to make it look like an envelope. We will see if I succeed or not. So again, I'm going to get for 5 blocks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place them on the side because I'm going to make my hearts. A lot of you who are here already for a long time know how easy it is just to make a couple of hearts. So I'm going to place one in the middle. I'm going to get one other block, do some glue, not totally to the top, leave a piece open, and again, glue this together. You get one other one. You just do some glue on the underside over here, and you place them in the opposite direction but at the same height. You do here the same, a little bit on the underside, not too high. You do here the same, glue it together and make sure that everything stays in place. And the last, of course, also on the underside, and we're going to place this one in the same direction as the other one. Now you can leave it this way, but he is a little bit strange. I always have my little bag around with half blocks, so you just take a small block, cut it in half. You can even cut it with a tool, but you also can use some hand saw. You don't have to do difficult. You can just saw it easy in half in different ways because it's not hard to do. So I take one of the half blocks, or 2 of the half blocks, and I'm going to glue this, just do some glue over here, place it in the middle. I do here the same, some glue, and I place this in the opposite direction, of course, over here, and look for it right straight. And then I'm going to squeeze it, and we're going to let this dry in. So, and of course I have 2 hearts needed of my envelope, so I'm going to make another one. Place this over here, do here the same, a little glue on the underside, place this one over here, and again this one, and the last piece, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and the last 2 half blocks on the side, and this one, and now we have our 2 hearts which will be in front of our envelope. Again, very simple. How easy is this one, just to make a simple wooden heart. And here you see the pieces we just made. I have here my simple first smaller one, and this is the bigger one. And you can even place them together, do them in your own color, and you can use it in any decor. I have here my 2 little hearts. So I'm here a piece of paper, kitchen paper towel. Paper kitchen towel, that's a better word. Here in the Netherlands we call it keukenpapier. Keukenpapier is much different than a lot of you call it. So I have here my paint, the red and the white. I'm going to start with the base of my envelope, and it will be in the white color, but choose any color you like. So I will take my time and just start my painting. Of course, I do always a little bit of the inside also for my piece, because I like that a little bit better. It gives a little bit more like a high-end look. You don't have to do the whole piece, but of course a little on the inside. So if you peek into it, that it looks even nice also on the inside. But that's not maybe everyone's cup of tea. Some people think it doesn't matter, you don't see it, but I know it, so that's why why I also do a little on the inside. So I take my time for painting both of the pieces. So now I did some red on my little paper towel, and of course I'm going to paint one of my hearts in the red color and one in the pink color. I will mix that later. So I'm going to start with one in the red color, because I like this color red, the bright red. It gives always such a cheerful, yeah, I think a mood. It's really like a little bit of spring is coming, I always say. So I do the bright red. So now I already have one red heart, and now I'm going to make the pink one. So I'm going to get a little bit of the red paint over here, and now I'm going to get a little on the sides, because I don't use this one. So I'm going to mix it a little with my red, and as long as I like it, I don't like the really light pink, so I'm going to go for a little bit of the darker pinks. But again, just scrape a little on the side, so you still have your white, but you also can mix it a little. And this way I never have to clean everything up, because I'm always having already the on a paper towel, so I can easily throw it away. So again, I'm looking for the right color. I think I'm going to go for this color, maybe. Yes, I think I'm going for this color, so I'm going to paint this little heart. Now I have my 2 pieces colored in the white color, but like I told you earlier, do it in any color you like. So I'm going to place them down, and I'm going to look for which one I want to do as the front side. I think I'm going to go for this one for the front side, and this one I think for this side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my pencil, just a simple light gray pencil, because I don't want to mark it already in totally. I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to make the point, which I will use as the lid of the envelope. So what I'm going to do with the smaller one, with the 2 high, I'm going to go for halfway over here. And this is one of 8 blocks, so it is very easy. You have here the middle. So I'm going to take over here a little mark this way, if I have it correctly. Yes, I have it over here. So I'm going to get going to place this one aside. So I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to go from this point to the middle of this one. So very easy, just go this way and place it over here. And always look before you're going to get your ruler. Again, lightly a little line so you can always remove it. I'm going to go for this one because I'm doing it halfway this block because I do my heart at the underside. But of course, if you want to have the heart a little higher, then I would choose for halfway the little mark. But of course, I'm going to do it a little lower. So I'm going to get my mark over here and I'm going to go. I have to look that I have it. And now I'm going to make a little light line over here. So you see, this is how he's looking like right now. So I did it a little high, but like I told you, if you want to have it a little higher, then do it halfway over here and then go from this point until the side and this over here, but I do it a little lower. So now I'm going to get my marker, my black marker, and I'm going to go over it. So now I have a nice line because or else I'm a little scared that my lines won't work. So, and I'm going to take my time for it. I won't bore you with that, so I'm going to make this line. So you see, I have it now on the smallest one, and of course I'm going to do it also on the bigger one, and also the bigger heart I'm going to do a little lower. So I think I'm going to go it for the middle of, this is 11 blocks, so I have to go with 5.5 blocks, and then I'm going to do the middle. Then I think I'm going to go for the first 2 rows, and under here I'm going to make my mark so I can make the lid a little lower. So now I have both of my envelope of paint of drawn, of course, but I did with the black and this one with the gray. So I'm going to go over this one also with the gray because I like that a little bit better than this one. And then we're going to glue our hearts in place, and then I'm going to look for if I'm going to make some little dots in colors on top of here. I will see. So now I'm going to place my hearts on top, and of course I'm going to do the red one I will do on the bigger one. So I do some glue a little over here. And I'm going to place this in place, and of course I'm going to look for that I have it in the middle over here, and I'm going to lay it down. Of course I do this one on the other one like this, and I'm going to let it dry in for at least 20 minutes. I have to look for over here and place it down. So now I place my heart on top of here, and now I'm going to do on this one I'm going to do the word love on this one. So I'm going to look for where I want to have it exactly. I don't want it to have too wide, so I think I'm going to go a little for this, and here I'm going to do XOXO, but you see in a moment the quick impression.